The galaxy is burning. Brother fights brother, and treason splits the Imperium of Man. This is the Age of Darkness. Whether you're a warrior of the Legiones Astartes, an adept of the Mechanicum, or just a mere mortal in a universe of madness, you'll find a place here. Welcome to the Remembrancer's Retreat, coming to you from within the depths of the Vengeful Spirit.
Hello and welcome to the Remembrancer's Retreat, a Warhammer 30k podcast. My name is Jesse and I'm here with Will.
We're talking Solar War spoils, so get ready.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. We're not going to do that just yet.
And we got Steven. How you doing today, Steven?
Hey, just painting dreadnoughts.
Painting dreadnoughts. But yeah, so speaking of Solar War, I did start listening to that yesterday.
So did I. I think I got to chapter 2 or chapter 3.
I think I'm at chapter 4 myself, so aha!
I'm going to wait a year for Solar War to be out before
And the
reading
whole
it. That
time-
way, whenever people talk about it, I'll be like, no, I haven't read it yet. No spoilers.
Intentionally, yeah. Dang it. So, real quick, I do want to go over this. That the Iron Hands Dreadnought is apparently available. Any of you Iron Hands players out there?
Who plays Iron Hands?
It is available, but you have to order it directly at Warhammer Forge or Warhammer World Forge World.
Interesting.
Or from their catalog at an event, but it's not on the website. Yeah. Some guy recently posted pictures saying that he ordered it and like he had the receipt and everything saying the date he ordered it from an event on the 30K Iron Hands page. And people were like, is it the right dread even, or is it just mislabeled? And then he was like, yeah, here's the bits. He like showed you the bits and everything like that. And
He showed you the bits.
yeah.
on
And he
Facebook.
showed the
You get
receipt
banned for that.
saying like, this is the day I bought it, guys. Here it is. So apparently it is
You got to
available.
tag it, not safe for work.
Yeah. Apparently it's available, guys, if you really want that dread. Because I know it's been off the website for a couple years now, probably.
I wonder if
And we're
maybe
like,
Forge World just completely
Forgot?
overlooked the fact.
no, because every time they release a new dread, every fucking Iron Hands player will be like, where's our dread?
You had a dread.
Maybe they thought
Go
it
on
wasn't
now.
a war. It's like, I don't know what they're talking about. It's right there. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Forge World, if you're listening, you need to update the link or something.
Yeah. Figure it out.
Yeah. So this episode, we're just bullshitting.
Yeah, we're talking hammers,
having
dude.
fun.
We're
It's
talking hammers and eagles,
We've been
baby.
Malevolence the past few times. Let's just jam.
Yeah, let's talk.
We're just jamming.
So I'm going to fucking rant about contrast paints again, guys.
Let's do it. Let's hear
No.
about Contra. What do you hate?
What grinds your gears?
Why do you hate these paints so bad? I mean,
Here's
how
the
dare
thing.
they?
I don't hate the paints. I hate the way they're being marketed, right? I feel like they're saying finally one thick coat. And people are going to go there and think it's like a wash, and they're just going to put one thick coat of blue on their gray model and be like, all right, it's an ultramarine. And they'll be like, all right, now I got to do the trim. And then they're going to put their yellow over their blue, not realizing that these are filters and like glaze mediums and that kind of stuff. They're transparent is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So you're not going to be able to paint over those. Like right now, you can paint your model blue all over, not care. Mm-hmm. Hit the trim and everything, and you can go back with your Balthazar Gold or your Retributor armor, and they are opaque, and they will cover up that blue, right? The base paints are designed to cover up those other base paints.
Sure.
But with these contrast paints, it's not going to be like that. You're going to have to be very careful when applying this and go back over and either, if you want to use just contrast, repaint it white for that white initial layer, or be very careful with it and paint your panels carefully and everything like that. So I don't like how they're advertising it as one thick coat, because you are going to have to pay attention to what you're
It's
doing.
not a
Otherwise,
one-stop shop paint.
no, it's not just you slap it on and then you can slap it on the trim and you can just keep layering up on it, because you're going to get colors that don't look like what you intended them to be. Mm-hmm. So that's my biggest issue I think I have with it, is the marketing side of it. And I don't think new painters will understand the difference of opacity for paints and that kind of stuff. Now, that said, I think not veteran painters like us, we just paint, right?
Sure.
I don't think any of us have won awards or anything like that, but I think we are all good enough to play in the hobby and have all painted models, right?
Well, yeah. So we're experienced.
Yes. Thank you.
Not to say, yeah.
So I think for us, it's obviously just going to be another great tool in the bucket.
Sure.
On the tool belt. You know
I'm
what I
really
mean?
curious to see how they'd work with like power swords and things like that.
Yeah. Because, I mean, have you already tried their Gilliman's Glaze paints for that?
I haven't done Gilliman's Glaze, but you know when they came out with the ghosts for Age of Sigmar, they had the two different colors, like the really
those
green
were
one
both
and
transparent paints also, yeah.
And that light blue, I can't remember the name of it, but that works so good on
Hex
everything.
flame or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, like you put it at the base of a power sword and it looks like it's glowing. When I made a repulsor, like I put all that on the repulsor's like panels.
I saw,
on the
to
hovercraft,
make it
and
look like it was
glowing with a hover, and it's just
so
really
the
good
Gilliman, that was a little trick in some of their how to paint power weapons videos that Warhammer have done. They have done it with the glue, the White Witch green or whatever it is. But there's a green glaze for eyes.
Flame or something.
No, this was before they did that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The
But
Way Watcher
they
stuff, those
have
technical paints.
they have some technical paints that are glazes, and they are like that's how I do my. It's how Ford or GW has done a lot of tutorials using it with eyes and power weapons and that kind of stuff. But no, it's the same concept. You're going to be able to do that with these contrast paints, and I think you're going to find so many uses for them. One thing I think that a lot of people, I talked to Steven about this already, and that is using them for basing, right? So you can put just your brown sand with PVA on, and then if you hate painting bases or just doing bases period, all you have to do is take a brown contrast paint, put that over your sand. The contrast paint has a matte medium in it because, well, it's a paint by GW and all their stuff has matte medium in it, except for their Ard coat, which is the gloss. But that said...
and the gloss washes.
Right. Yeah, I guess touche. Yes, there are those.
I didn't know they had a matte medium in there.
Yes. Yeah, that's what. If you ever need to thin it, you'll use a matte medium. That's why Lemium medium.
Yeah.
That's a matte medium.
Just straight up matte medium.
Yep, that's it. Out of the pot.
Medium matte.
Yep. So that said, with that matte medium, what that's going to do is it's going to seal the base for you also and give it a color tint. So you can put just your regular sand down, your bird sand. You put a gray down, bam, all of a sudden you got Rebel. You put a fucking... Sorry for dropping F-bombs, guys. I know we're not that kind of show.
Oh, it's too late now.
Yeah.
We already did some early on.
Yep.
But you know, you put some browns down, bam, you got a brown base. It's just, I think that's where we're going to find it super useful is in those, not painting entire models, I don't think. I know you can do it. I've seen people do non-metallic metals with these contrast paints. And just
Anything
a single...
to save me from having to learn how to wet blend.
Yeah.
I refuse.
Yeah.
That is way too much work.
And like I was talking to Ryan with on the live video cast we did last week, that was a really good idea where you do a zenith highlight with primers, with rattle cans, right? How easy is that to rattle can? Right?
Simple as pressing a button, literally.
Yep. So we're going to do all black, and then from a 45, we're going to do a gray, and then we're going to do a white from a 90, which will give us that zenith. Put your contrast paints over that. Oh, man. You have, like, not only do you have the depth and the shading that the contrast is going to give you, but you're going to have that pre-shading done, too. And I think when you mix these contrast paints with other techniques is when you're going to see these things shine.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of extra effort, it'll go a long way.
Yeah,
That's
man.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
like I said, anything to save me from ever having to learn how to wet blend.
Yeah. Well, I tried teaching you airbrushing. That's the cheater's way to wet blend. You ever do that?
What's an airbrush?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure you just did all your Night Lords with it, right?
I had Night Lords.
Oh, my God.
I thought I just painted Crimson Fists.
Oh, that's right. You did all your Crimson Fists with it. Yes. Very good.
Did you ever get lightning bolts on those guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
There's
did it right
lightning,
before
there's
Nova,
lightning bolts
too.
on everybody that had smooth armor panels. I didn't want to do it on Mark II because you ever tried painting lightning bolts on Mark II? It's dumb.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm holding a purple pillow test sample right now from the company Purple. You
Purple
can check
mattress.
them at...
Purplemattress.com, maybe? I don't know.
I'm really interested in the purple pillow. That's my get.
The purple pillow? I actually have a purple pillow.
Do you?
I do.
I heard they smell when you first get them out of the bag. You're supposed to clean them and that.
Well,
yeah.
they air out. There's no smell in them now after about like 2 days.
Gotcha.
But it's way too thin for me.
Really?
It's
Guys, this is a pillow podcast
Yes.
now, so I hope you're with us on this ride. Let's get into
Well,
it.
we are just
it's
He's
jamming.
holding
It's
up.
an inch and a half thick.
Oh, jeez. They're so expensive, too.
The thing weighs 10 pounds.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, my
Madness.
God.
Now, all right, let me go grab this thing. You guys go ahead and talk amongst
All
yourselves.
right. So here's a question for the
Purplemattress.com.
for the listeners. Do you think we
The
use the
horns.
nuclear weapons on the Japanese to end the war or to scare the Russians?
Whoa, what are we? Step away from the mic.
Hot
10
mic. Hot mic.
seconds. Oh my gosh.
You prompt this question every time.
So listeners, please add us
That we-
at Jesse why we drop nuclear warheads. Thank you.
No, don't.
Okay, so right now, Steve,
am
what are
I
you
like
working
this?
on? What do you got? Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's a big old looking pillow.
Oh my God, this thing is super soft, but like it's not going anywhere. If you're one of those people who like to, oh my God, dudes,
You could kill a small child with that
yeah.
in a pillow fight.
Just
Oh my God.
right, knock them off their feet.
So what is it? Is it West Point that has their annual pillow fight? I don't know if all Army academies do or military academies, but I know West Point does, right?
What?
If you had a
what
pillow
on
fight,
earth?
yeah, if you had a pillow fight with one of these at those, they might expel you.
This is a super dense pillow.
Yeah, you
and
might as
I'm
well-
one of those people.
It moves.
Yeah.
So I'm one of those people that likes to have like 3 or 4 pillows folded up under my head when I sleep. I'll buy cheap pillows because
Yeah.
I mangle them within months.
Walmart $3 pillows.
Even cheaper than that.
Wow.
Yeah,
you
I
go to the
literally
99
just
cent
it's
store for
just
your
a-
pillows?
It's a like a Target bag filled with
Good
sand.
Lord. Just sand. 50 pounds of sand from Walgreens.
But the purple pillow is intimidating. Like almost if I try to fold it, it will take the opportunity for revenge in the night.
Yeah.
It will swallow you whole.
Yeah, just
But see, I like to sleep like a Saudi prince with just like 20 different pillows up around me, and I'm just kind of like chilling out more in like a pillow chair than actually asleep on a bed. So
I can't
this
sleep.
purple
In like
Yeah.
I can't sleep.
I know
in the
exactly
sitting
what you're
position. I
talking
have to be
about.
reclining
yeah.
So, like,
unless I'm sick.
here's
But
a
this,
dumb.
you got to lay flat.
Oh,
it's
completely
just,
flat like a mummy, yeah.
Now it came with the purple mattress, which is actually pretty good.
Is it?
Purple mattress, please give us money.
Please give us money.
You
We're
guys
not
came,
begging, but
you
please.
guys came for a Horse Heresy podcast, and guess what? We just turned into every other podcast out there in
Yeah.
podcast commercial.
We
land.
said we'd never do it, but damn it, we're doing it. Here we are.
Sold out. Don't hate us
Yeah.
because we're successful.
We didn't sell out. We bought in. There's a difference, okay? Quit
there?
hitting your microphone with your fucking
I'm-
paintbrush. You new at this?
I'm more like hitting the arm.
Oh my God, the arm is the microphone. Okay,
No, the
so
microphone.
here's a
Okay.
talking about Saudi princes now. Okay?
No. I'm just gonna.
let's go.
We'll be back
Do it.
after the break.
There we go.
All right, we've killed that bit. That's done. Next bit.
Okay.
Steven, what are you working on over there?
I am painting up the skeleton here for my one of my Iron Warriors dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
Which coincidentally, for those of you salty Iron Hands listeners,
Me.
it's an Iron Hands dreadnought that I have filed off the iconography of and replaced with 4th Legion symbols.
He's a bastardized. Yeah, that's
Yep.
what he went and did. Mm-hmm. But no, he's doing good. He's knocking out the skeleton real quick, which I don't know why he's doing it separately since it's Iron Warrior. They're all
So I actually
Metal.
use a. The skeleton is mostly painted with Leadbelcher. It's done with a 1/2 mix of Leadbelcher and black. Then I dry brush Leadbelcher over it. Then I wash it black. Then I dry brush Ironbreaker over it. And then all of the actual armor, like the big pieces that's not a skeleton, is done with Ironbreaker washed black.
You said you hate doing skeletons?
No.
In the past, you've said you hated metals and that kind of stuff.
I don't hate metals.
Oh.
They're my least favorite part of painting the dreadnought.
Oh.
Because I don't like I feel like I'm ruining my brush when I'm doing it because it's just getting in there.
Yeah.
Getting in all the little crevices.
So I
But I
found
see you-
my
you
favorite
use-
way to do metal skeletons now is just dry brush metal onto the skeletons after spray
Onto
painting.
black.
Black.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I had considered doing that, but I wanted a slightly dirtier look for
Yeah.
the skeleton. Given that the Iron Warriors trenches and all sorts of grimy war zones and stuff hanging out with the
cry
Death Guard,
every
I
time.
guess. But
My boots.
you'll notice on this completed dreadnought over here that the armor paneling and the skeleton are two different tones of metallic.
They are, yes, absolutely.
So that is why they are being done separately.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, you can tell the difference between, I wouldn't say decorative, because it's not, it does serve a purpose, but you can definitely tell the difference between the moving mechanical parts and the armor plating, for sure.
Yeah, and I wanted there to be plenty of space for there to be distinction between the silver of a transfer and the silver of the armor. And
absolutely.
Because the transfer is almost lead belcher colored, so I didn't want it to get lost in there. So I just...
What legion did this guy belong to before?
That is a 3rd Legion dreadnought. That's an Emperor's Children dreadnought that I've taken the torso of, put an Imperial Fist head inside. It has just standard dreadnought arms and Iron Warrior's legs.
Yeah, man, that's pretty neato.
Yep, so every single one of them is built out of some other Legion's dreadnoughts.
Right.
I think I have 2 Iron Warrior's dreadnoughts in the entire ensemble. I think one of my Corduses is done with an Iron Warrior's dreadnought.
Yeah, he is. He's going stompy. We were talking Solar Wars earlier without actually spoiling it. Mm-hmm. You guys enjoying it?
So far, so good.
Yeah.
I hear there's a lot of Battlefleet Gothic-esque stuff in it. There's a whole lot of space void combat.
There's been a lot of void combat so far. I can't wait for you to read it a year from now.
Yeah, man, when you read it, we're finally going to get to talk about it. It's going to be so great.
Yeah. Put in the description when you upload this on Podbean a link for a future episode that has yet to be recorded.
Yet to be recorded 1 year
52 episodes down the line. Steven finally talks about Solar War.
But no, it's got a lot of good void combat in it. I think you would enjoy it. It's got a lot of good characters in it that we have met or are meeting for the first time on both sides. Some returning favorites.
Some old returning favorites.
Yes.
Like
very old.
Without spoilers.
Yeah. People you haven't heard from in a long time that you might have thought were gone forever.
And we're happy to see again.
Dad, yep.
Dad?
Your dad's in there. That's for sure. What else, though?
Steven Sr.,
Yeah.
Haven't seen my dad in 17 years, man. Turns out he was in the Solar War.
That's where
son of a bitch.
But it is written like the initial invasion of like any sort of like D-Day-esque kind of war where... You know, there are a bucket load of casualties on both sides as the Solar War begins. And, you know, we end Horus Heresy, Heralds of the Siege and that kind of stuff, if you've read that. But that is like minutes to midnight at that point, right? Mm-hmm. Like the alarm has come, Horus is coming, or the alarm has sounded, Horus is coming, and they just waited there with bated breath, you know? And it's finally now... the Solar War, we get to see that next step. And I gotta say, for a next step, it is awesome. I really enjoy it.
Was Ryan getting on tonight, or is he calling in later?
That's going to be for a future episode.
Oh.
Okay.
As in, recorded from an hour from now.
Ah, I see.
Very good.
Wonderful. Well, good. I'm looking forward to reading the Solar War then, after I get done reading some things that aren't Horus Heresy.
Yes. What are you reading now that's not Horus Heresy, though?
I am just started Orson Scott Card's Speaker for the Dead, which is the sequel to Ender's Game.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've read Ender's Game, so I'm hoping I don't get a third through the book and realize I have to go back and reread Ender's Game.
I don't think you have to
know what's going on. But I've been steadily acquiring a small stack of books that aren't Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I should probably read these.
If you are a fan of reading, Horus Heresy novels or otherwise, check out an app called Goodreads. It is an app where you can, it's like a social media app for people who read books. You can add up any books that you have read, you can put on there. Any books you're interested in reading, it'll put you up on there. And then it'll, show you people who are also interested in that kind of book and reference books like, hey, this person liked Herald of the Siege, so maybe you'll like Galaxy in Flames, right? Or whatever. Sure. So, but then, like I said, it has a social media aspect of it where, you can see what your friends are reading, and then if you could do a book club or something like that, and you can even read a book, stop on a page, get into the app, open it up, and say, here's where I stopped, right? Mm-hmm. So how many times have you, I don't know how many times this happens to people really, but there have been times where you're reading a book and the bookmark falls out, or somebody takes it out and you can't remember where you're at. Well,
What
with
kind
that
of asshole
app,
just takes a bookmark?
a child.
Yeah,
That's who.
Okay,
A child.
fair enough.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Well,
okay.
Yeah.
That's
As
who
Will
does
speaking
it.
as the only father in this room. right
Yeah.
now.
And then you're like,
Maybe.
where was I? And pull up that app. Boom. Tells you what page you stopped on.
Since we're talking
Yeah.
about reading tips,
Yeah.
if you're big on audiobooks, like I know a lot of people are, what I discovered is a lot of local libraries, a lot of public libraries have apps where they have uploaded their audiobooks.
Really?
Yes.
So if
called, like,
you have a
Overdrive or
library
something.
card, you can log into this app using whatever information that it is, like whatever your information is in this library's database. You can log in using that information, and you can listen to their collection of audiobooks that they've uploaded.
Ooh.
Yeah, for free.
That's neat.
Yeah, I discovered that recently.
Now, is Bertha from the library the one reading it?
No, I mean it's just a regular audiobook.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Okay.
not like they've.
I didn't know if it was like the librarian is reading in her off time
no,
and
no, no.
recording it and then sharing it.
Yeah, librarians have enough on their hands. What with
Yeah.
mourning the Dewey Decimal System, which doesn't exist anymore, dear listeners. The Dewey Decimal System is gone.
What do they use?
Got to keep the memory alive. They just use whatever computer program it is. Barcode scans, I guess. I guess they use the ISBN in a way.
I mean, I guess
Yeah.
technically speaking, the Dewey Decimal System still exists, just completely digital.
Wow.
Yeah.
Digital Dewey.
So, horse heresy.
Keeping it
Okay,
loose.
do you think they still use or went back to the Dewey Decimal System in the horse heresy?
That would require people to know how to read.
Do they not know how to read?
I don't think so.
What are data slates then? Are they just emojis?
Probably.
Oh,
I would
shit.
say in 30K, there's probably a decent amount of
Illiterates.
illiterates.
Yeah.
But at the same
they're
time,
literates too. I mean,
Yeah,
Loken
it's
reads
all just-
books in the Vengeful Spirit.
No,
right?
it's all just data slates. Like whenever Dorn or
mean-
Malkador or whoever got the news at Istvan, it's just poop emojis.
Oh shit!
Poop emojis.
and some flame emojis as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poop, flame, a bird, a lizard, and then a hand. All fire and shit everywhere. And Dorn's like, bad, no good.
So you're saying the
Fight war
Astropaths
must.
just send emojis, which I guess technically
I mean,
they
yeah,
kinda
if
do.
you
Yeah, they
consider that
do.
an
Holy
astropath,
shit,
they just,
dudes.
they just
Gifs and
transmit their
emojis.
dreams across space.
Yeah.
It's gifs and emojis.
Have you ever tried to describe your dream? You're like, there's kind of like this big crab, but he's wearing a Santa hat, and he's fucking riding a horse. He's big though. Like the horse is even. It's a small horse. I don't know, guys. Okay, we got it. Those are your places. That's where you're going.
You'd probably find something like that on Giphy.com.
Yeah.
Giphy.com. All your gifts. Please give us stuff.
So the Astronomica just relayed this
the internet.
Pikachu, Detective Pikachu. What
It's
is this?
the internet.
Yeah. Oh shit! It's space internet. That's all it is with
Well, I mean,
emojis.
the new sphere is supposed to be like
It is. No,
their
that is.
equivalent of the internet.
It is wireless binary, which is internets.
Yep. Amazing.
Open up Google. Is Horus bad guy?
Oh, says right here.
One. Damn it.
Binary camp. No. Oh man, but that also makes me wonder, right? Because I talked about armored ceramite, and that's ceramic plating that can stop liquid magma from penetrating. It doesn't stop at full stop, but it reduces the effect of liquid magma, right?
Or superheated vapor, more specifically.
No,
No, melta guns don't
Melta?
fire magma.
I'm pretty
They're
sure they
called-
fire magma.
Nah, you ever seen what their original incarnation is? They're called vape guns.
I'm not talking about their
vapor
original
cannons.
incarnations.
Just
I'm
ripping
talking
some
about
soot
how they're
clouds.
described.
Yeah,
How they're talking. They're
they
described.
they superheat the air between the barrel and the target, and that's what melts it.
I thought that was what conversion beamers did.
What do conversion beamers do then, Steven?
Well,
Convert things.
Sorry,
into
Steven
their
was shaking his head
component
no,
atoms.
So.
No, he's right. Conversion beamers convert material into
Atomic vapor.
it's atomic components. That's exactly what they do. But I guess so. I mean, they've never actually said like, the Legionary fired liquid magma from it, but they do mention like
The air between the target and the barrel vibrates, and then whatever the target is
so it's a psionic weapon.
melts.
No.
It vibrates from like the.
It's like a microwave weapon then, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
Well, I guess whatever the fuck is stronger than microwave. Gamma rays? I don't know.
There's a lot of things stronger than microwaves, buddy.
X-rays.
Yeah.
What a shit gun. You just see through things. You're like, all right, well, this is great. I can see there's a guy there. Can't hurt him.
Yeah. But armored ceramite definitely disperses heat.
It does, right? That would make sense, right? It does disperse heat. If it's just heated air that's being pointed at something, yeah, dispersing heat. Either way, the point is, do they put those in their kitchens? Do you think they put armored ceramite around their stoves and that kind of stuff?
What kind of stove is getting so hot that they've got to... How hard is it to cook a grox?
Wouldn't just, at that point, just ceramics be a...
I don't think they have ceramics. I think all they have is ceramite.
Come on, they got...
I don't think they have regular
entire
ceramics.
sets of dishware made out of ceramite.
So what's the difference between ceramite and armored ceramite? Just an extra layer, right?
You're right, huh? Mm-hmm. Armored ceramite, it's got like...
More ceramics?
Or more
armor
on your ceramite.
Or similar to the way that the armor on military vehicles works, where it's like layered ceramics and sands and stuff like that. That's what I think armored ceramite is really supposed to be, is like layered armor, I guess, right? But I think... ceramite may just be like what they have, right? They may just have ceramite in their kitchen. Not necessarily armored ceramite, because who would cook with fucking bulletproof ceramics?
You would not believe what Betty just got in her kitchen today.
Yeah. You think that old fucking cast iron is strong? Just wait.
Give me that bolt gun. Check this out.
Look at that fine china. She's going to kill somebody with that.
Yep.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. I always like to think of how complex some of these things are and put them in layman's terms, right? Like the Vox. We all know the Vox sounds super cool, but it's just a radio.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Sure.
ADB even mentions in interviews where he's like, I had to try to think of how to put these real-life devices into this setting that we have never talked about before, right? Mm-hmm. So that's where he came up with the Vox.
I thought
you know what book the Vox...
Well, that was
first
Dan Abnett, wasn't it? Not ADB.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You know what book a Voxcaster first appears in?
Hang on.
Go
Hang on. Wait.
Oh, are you going to let me guess?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know this one, but go ahead.
I want to say it was a Gaunt's Ghost book.
It was a Gaunt's Ghost book. It was the first Gaunt's Ghost book.
That's what I thought, yeah.
It was first and only. Same thing with Prometheum.
Yeah. Well, because they were like a real life, that's all written like like a real life military in a space environment. Yeah. By the way, what a great injustice is it that none of the Gaunt's Ghosts are audiobooks except for the latest two?
It's the greatest injustice that Black Library has ever perpetrated.
I know.
So everybody put their emails in.
Yep. Start a petition on change.org. If you can change the last episode of Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
you can get...
No, the whole last season.
Oh, the whole last
not
season.
just the last episode.
We're rewriting
man.
this whole bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to do that
But
for
seriously,
sure.
yeah, send your emails. Get Gaunt's Ghosts as audiobooks, because God knows I do not have enough time to read.
No, that's it, man.
And
like,
it sucks.
When I have an hour commute to work, that is time I could be listening to an audiobook instead of, I don't know, listening to dumb music or podcasts.
The same five songs that you've been listening to since high school.
Yeah, exactly. I actually started listening to Serial.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good podcast.
I don't want to plug another podcast, but Serial, the podcast about the serial killer or murder victims
that's
or whatever.
different...
There's actually a podcast of actual breakfast cereal.
Oh,
this does not surprise me.
No, this is not
It's
that.
called I think it's called like the Empty
about
Bowl or something
serial
like that.
killers.
And it's great.
Wait, I'm thinking of a different serial then.
Probably.
Because I want to say they talked about one of the series that Serial does is Bo Bergdahl. He's not a serial killer, right?
I don't know. Maybe not serial killers, but murderers and their victims is what they talk about. This one, and I'm on season 1, and it's phenomenal. If you guys haven't heard it, she really tells does this podcast like it's an audiobook. Really well researched and everything. Now, anyways,
look into that.
Back to Gaunt's Ghost and these made up devices that need analog, or these real life devices that need analogs, and this not high fantasy, this science fiction world. We get Vox. That's probably the third time I've said that. But then ceramite. What does Dave always talk about their button? That's just an on switch.
Oh, the right of
No,
Or
the rune of activation
yeah,
or
the
something.
rune of
And it's
activation.
just the on button.
Yeah, it's a
The,
circle with
the activation rune is
Yeah.
what they continually refer to it as.
The IO button. That's what it is. Yeah.
circle with a line at the top.
There's a scene in Gaunt's Ghosts where somebody has a pistol
Mm-hmm.
and it has a digital readout of how many bullets are left
Yeah.
in the magazine, and it uses Roman numerals.
Oh, no way.
He fires a bullet and it goes from V to IV.
Oh, my God.
And I was thinking about it. I was like, why wouldn't they just use the regular numbers? Like
The Arabic
the-
numbers.
they obviously have Arabic numbers because they use binary 1 and 0.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my God.
Maybe those are the only Arabic numbers that
was a-
survived.
that was a
1 and
master-
0. Yeah.
No, it can't be because they refer to Imperial Guard regiments by their number.
504, 501.
504, 114, 52nd, et cetera, and they
Yeah.
use the Arabic numerals. So what's
So
going
what
on?
that had to be, some fucking rogue trader probably initially bought that pistol long hundreds of years ago.
mastercrafted.
Mastercrafted it by putting in like a post-production app on it that can read out bullets in Roman
Boy, it
It was a
numerals.
skin he downloaded on Napster.
Yeah, no way.
Boy, I wish that were true, but it was a standard issue Imperial Guard las pistol.
Oh man, it had to be. So we all know, right? That
A mod.
well, I don't know if they're allowed to mod their weapons, right? I'm sure they are, but
They're not.
They're not.
Tech Priest will reduce you to your component atoms for modding
I guess
your
so.
weapon.
Well, maybe it was a tech priest that modded it, man. He's like, check this out. Take
You'll
the
get
first
turned
step.
into a servitor.
Yeah. Oh, like Call. He's like, I'm going to try to control all these robots. They're like, we're going to fucking kill you if you ever try to control more than robots than we allow you to ever again.
Hey, stop. Call, stop that.
Get back here.
No.
Stop that. All right, one last time. One last warning. Call, stop it.
All right, you
he
did
just
well.
does it.
Promotion, but we're still going to kill you. Yeah, that's all they're saying is, you can't do this. What do you... Wow, Steven. Is it? Are you new here? Are you new?
Coaster.
Good. Was it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the coaster got stuck to the cup.
Yeah.
You need salt on the bottom.
And I get salt all over the table.
Yeah.
Look, I'm
Coasters
still.
are
I'm a
nice.
little mad about white scars. So by all means, let's,
So let's talk scars, all right? Because I
think
didn't
we're
get to
waiting for
talk
Ryan.
scars. I know we've been talking Malevolence, but
we're waiting for Ryan to talk scars.
Yeah, we'll go
Oh.
over in the book 8. But we can talk about scars. Like,
yeah,
for
we're
a
not
little
going deep dive.
bit. Yeah, we're just bullshitting here. And I hope you guys are enjoying listening to this because I certainly am.
Sorry about the pillow talk. Wink, wink.
Oh, I get it. I get
sorry.
it. I get it. The pillow talk. Yeah, we have good pillow talk here.
Yeah.
We got to get that on the. Yeah, there we go. That's some millennials,
Oh, shit, you're right.
isn't it?
No,
it
the
more
rim shot will
ever-
never be replaced by the whatever that is.
Is that a millennial or is it more like the, is it Gen Z?
No, it's totally
No.
us, man. Because we were doing it like a while ago.
Yeah, but see, I grew up on a compound, so I didn't have all this.
A
cool-
compound?
Yeah,
I didn't
a
have
cult?
like a Branch Davidian style compound.
I didn't have this nightclub scene growing
Oh
up as a
yeah,
teenager.
no, I remember as a child going to nightclubs and doing drugs and everything because I
Yeah.
was public schooled. It was crazy.
Yep, drinking 5 alcohols.
Oh,
Injecting
marijuanas into my veins, man. Yeah.
Yep.
So I really
Marijuana
did know
cigarettes.
somebody who used to inject ice cold water into his veins when
Why
he would
though?
wake up.
like
Just cold water,
real.
like real water from the tap.
Interesting.
Was so bad. I was
Interesting.
like, what?
My brother used to drink lemon juice straight out of but not even like real lemon juice, like cheap Walmart lemon juice.
Yeah.
It's just like from concentrate, I guess.
Yeah.
He would drink that in the mornings to wake
Oh
up.
no.
It's like, just drink coffee, man.
No.
Just be a normal
So
person.
the reason we're talking about this is because these are all things that we believe the scars do. We believe they're a bunch of weirdos who inject
Literally.
water into their veins
Look, we talk
And
but
chug lemon juice.
and chug lemon juice. They probably drink the fish water in tuna cans.
They take
You know
a
what I'm
5-hour
talking about?
energy, open it up, dump it into a monster, and just slam it.
Look, we
Let's
joke,
go ride bikes.
but in Fulgrim, one of the Emperor's Children guys talks about drinking wine distilled from the tears of slaves.
You are right.
yeah,
Oh,
There was
does
some
he?
awesome fucked up stuff in Fulgrim.
yeah.
Now, okay, this will be another secret I'm about to reveal. Okay,
You've never read Fulgrim?
never read Fulgrim.
How are you an Iron Hands player
I
and you
don't
haven't
know.
read Fulgrim?
Because I'm a post Ferris Iron Hands player. I believe Ferris was wrong. Hashtag not my Primarch.
You an Altec Moore kind of guy.
Yeah, I am. I think Autek had it right. Like Ferris didn't like him. Shadrach didn't like. He didn't like Shadrach. I think
of
Autek
Autek-
was just the man. He was like, everybody's a fucking twat, and we're gonna kill them all.
Speaking of Autek, I heard he did some good things in a game recently.
Yeah, I think each of us had played in the narrative
exhibition.
events.
Yeah.
You did,
On
didn't
Saturday.
you?
Yeah.
So
all 3 different games.
let's
So-
talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like we've been sitting on this gold mine of content.
Oh shit, guys, get ready because this just became a real podcast. Okay,
A real
I hope
heresy
you're ready.
podcast, no
I hope
less.
you're ready. So
Yeah.
let's start with yours because you had a game that started on time and wrapped up relatively quick.
Yeah.
Jesse,
So we, me and Jason
yeah.
over at
Unlike Steven, 10,000 points per side. Okay, we'll get back to that.
So me and Jason had a 4,000 points per side game. I brought my Dark Angels. He brought his Dark Mechanicum / Militia.
Yeah, tough list both. I think both were pretty.
We both brought some fairly nasty lists.
Now for this thing, this was an invitational, and we both, or all of us, we
was
sat in a chat room and we talked to each other like, "What do you want to play against? What are you hoping to get out of this?"
Specific
Right?
call outs and like say
Yeah.
we'll call it this day and just go for
Exactly.
it.
And I really like the fact like it wasn't so much list tailoring, but it was like list. I don't. How would you like it? Because how would you
Story
word?
building in a way.
Yeah,
it was-
because
I
you were
think
like, I want to bring the lion, but I
It was
also want
it
to
was
bring.
objective.
There was a
based list.
purpose to this.
there were
yeah.
bids and calls basically
Yeah.
for lists. I think it was Jared
like
who originally started this. He wanted like late heresy battles.
Yes, that's how it started. Was
It
late
was a
heresy.
narrative late heresy. For myself, after reading Dreadwing, the little mini novella, it's about the lion and his crazy vengeance crusade, more or less. 'Cause
Yes.
spoilers if you haven't read this, but I'm just going to go with it.
Yeah.
So the lion, this is after Ruin Storm. This is when the Ultramarines are heading towards Terra. The Blood Angels heading towards Terra. The lion holds back.
And he's going on a vengeance crusade. You said right.
Now the reason of this is because after dealing with Conrad Kurz specifically mentions that the lion does not make it to Terra. Like he's seen visions of the lion not making it to Terra.
So the lion is just like, all right, well, he's always right.
Well,
so
the lion argued this with Conrad, but at some point, Sanguinius also more or less agrees with Conrad with his visions.
Yeah.
And so Lion's right, realizing like Sanguinius is having visions, Conrad's having visions, and so far, from everything I've seen, they're turning true.
Yeah.
So at this point,
Might as well embrace it.
and at this point in the book, the Astronomicon has gone silent again.
Okay.
And Lion's like, I think we fucking lost.
Really?
Yeah.
He's at that point.
Yeah. Like Conrad and Sanguinius, they both more or less assume that that horse is going to win.
You're right.
And so Lion's like, I'm just going to make sure he doesn't have a fucking galaxy to rule.
Oh, shit.
And so he's going from planet to traitor planet to traitor planet just
Because he
completely.
decimates homeworlds of these dudes.
Chemos, Barbarous.
Yeah.
Colchis? Does he blow up Colchis?
I don't know if he blows up Colchis. I know he takes care of Chemos and
Yeah.
Barbarous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he does. So
And
everybody
this point,
was
but
like,
yeah.
everybody, you know.
and Caliban at some point too.
So until recently, right? Everybody. Well, okay, yeah, that
But that's
oopsie.
later. I'm really
Oopsie.
curious to see how that goes. But anyway,
But I love to see because how many years has it been? Dark Angel's been around, and people are like, well, they weren't at Terra. They were off being traitors. They waited by the sidelines. No, they didn't. They
Wrong.
fucking destroyed. They let the galaxy burn. They let the traitors' galaxy burn. Is what they started doing. They started a fire that fucking forced them to the Eye of Terror because they had no worlds to run back to. Let's not forget that because the fucking. I don't think the dark. I mean, obviously
Dang,
we
yeah,
know
they run to the Eye of Terror because the Dark Angels
destroyed
blew
all
up
their,
all their
homeworlds.
houses.
Yeah, we got
Like, it's
nowhere to
mentioned
live. Let's go
in
live
the-
in this ugly box.
it's mentioned in the short story Savage Weapons. Like Conrad Kurz specifically calls him out, saying
Yeah.
the line like, you're not going to make it to Terra, and everybody's going to think that you wait on the sidelines. They're going to call you traitors too. And Lion's
Oh.
like, I don't give a fuck. Who cares? You know, who says this in 5 years, 10 years, or 10,000 years?
Yeah, he's like,
Loyalty
I know who
is
the
its own
fuck.
reward.
Yeah,
And then also does
baby.
his classic sucker punch and just drives a freaking sword into Conrad Kurz's chest.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's
dude.
good times. I am so excited for next
That's
year.
great. So anyone
Yeah.
anyone who's read that knows that like the rumors of Dark
Oh, yeah,
Angels
no,
being
it's-
traitors, loyal.
It's
like,
Yeah,
no, that's
it's
it.
definitely like
Loyal.
a fan service.
Yeah.
is what it sounds like. Yeah, like
I don't care what they say in 5 years, 10 years, or 10,000
Yeah.
years. That's
I
lion
love
as
that
shit.
line, though. Let's talk about. Can we stop for a second? We'll get back to this narrative battle, right? But I do want to take a minute to get to the line that loyalty is its own reward. Like, that is the best fucking line to drop to any player who is a loyalist player who is complaining about something.
Yeah, how meta is that, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, if you've ever run an
Lionel
event
Johnson
or something
looks
like
at the camera. Loyalty is its own reward.
But I'm talking to
Curse.
Joe.
like every time I run an event and there's somebody who's like, well, I don't understand why militia can't split their 20-man squads into 2 10-man like Solar Auxilia can. And I was like, hey, don't worry, man. You're loyal to the Emperor. That's its own reward. You're fine. Like,
You're good. Not like those fucking traitor legions.
trust me, they're dead. But I just love dropping that line for anything. Like, you don't need to complain because loyalty is its own reward. What kind of prize support is there for this? Loyalty. That's what you're getting, okay?
Most loyal. You like dogs?
God damn
Dogs are loyal, right?
Yeah.
You know, talking about this, and I just told Kara that, I'll play my Dark Angels with her at the Traders at the doubles. But you know what? No, I'm not going to do it.
You're going to be loyal to her?
Well, to my Dark Angels. What are you talking about?
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
no, I'm going to just pick up some other Trader Legion. I'm not going to bring my Dark Angels. I'm not going to sully that.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, you have those Iron Warriors.
You've never played them as
Get them.
as a trader, not even for like the purpose of an event, have you?
I've been only
refuses.
forced. I've only been forced to do so.
When I've
First
been like,
Nova, I had to because of the line.
oh yeah, that's right. Because there was a huge imbalance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was the only time.
We were like 4 players off, and they had just 4 Dark Angels, and they were like, "Sorry, guys."
It was Dark Angels and Iron Warriors.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as you were saying, you're talking about
Yeah, so back
this
to the
narrative
game.
battle.
Yeah, so we both brought fairly nasty lists. I have a falchion, and I never really bring it out. And I was like, such a big battle. I kind of want to bring this out.
Yeah, that's what it's for. These big fun narrative games.
Yep.
Yeah.
And at Nova last year, we finally had rules for the Lion.
Yes.
They were written up by Ryan and I
Yeah, the
guess
Grain
with
Legion
help-
guys.
Grain Legion and the Mournival events guy, Tom
Yeah,
Poole,
and I think
Also had his
the
hand in
community
it.
has also helped with like
Yeah.
play testing and being like, this is a bit too much, or this needs to be better.
And so I used those rules. Lion's 450 points.
Solid point.
Yeah.
Cost, yeah.
Yeah.
And you get what you would expect from the Lion, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like so I kind of I posted the rules on the 30K Dark Angels chat, and one of the things, point of contention, was he's weapon skill 10.
Okay. What are most others? 9, right?
6.
Yeah, 6s, 9, weapon skill 10, and a lot of people were kind of like, that seems a little bit much. But let's be honest, weapon skill 10, there really isn't giving you too much.
At that point, I don't think
At
so.
that point,
Yeah, anything over 7 is kind of
just
why.
Yeah. But anyway, so I took a onslaught list because I wanted to bring the Lion and my Falchion.
So you didn't play a Rite of War?
I did
Or
not
did you
ta-
guys discuss it?
I did not take it right of war. I was originally going to do Iron Wing, but I decided I'm going to try this out because I've always played Crusade.
Yeah.
I've never really deviated from it. I was like, let me try this out.
Yeah.
So I brought the Lion. I brought the Falchion. Excuse me. I brought Vindicator Squadron, 2 Land Raider Phoboses, packing my 10-man tactical squads in there. What else did I bring? Oh, I brought a 10-man...
Didn't you bring an Achilles?
No, I didn't bring the Achilles this time. I brought a 10-man heavy support squadron, all with Volkite culverins.
Yes. Yeah.
Which were pretty sweet. And I brought a Leviathan Dreadnought and a Spartan with 10-man Tartaros, a Chaplain in Tartaros, with the Lion riding high with that.
Did you get a Primaris Medicae in there too?
No, I didn't fit the Primaris. The Chaplain was the only HQ that I had.
Gotcha. Yeah, because you're using the special Rite of War or formation. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did everything I could. Well, I could bring him, but my points just didn't allow it.
Sure.
I was feeling pretty cocky anyway.
Yeah.
Because the rules for the Lion, it's cool. They bring back like the 7th edition, the Lion's Helm, which gives whatever unit that the Lion is in a 4-up invulnerable against shooting attacks.
That's good. Yeah.
So it's like, let me just stack this with my Tartaros, and now they have like Cataphracti armor.
Yeah, but much faster.
But we
Pretty
can
good. Yeah.
sweep.
Yeah. And also, he's got like Monster Hunter, so they all have Monster Hunter,
Yes.
right? Which, again, like having Dark Angels against Mechanicum
That helped.
and Mortals, right?
Monster Hunter was significant.
Absolutely. But
So-
your game didn't last long. That's what was crazy. 4,000 points per side, but you both brought such brutal lists that things were dying so quickly.
We were done in 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
At 4,000 points. And we went to the end of turn 5. We played Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
We played the 3 terrain pieces as our objectives in the middle of the field.
Very good. Yeah. I always prefer terrain objectives over tokens,
Yeah.
coins, that kind of stuff.
Just a little bit more thematic.
Yeah. How did it end
So-
for you guys?
So Jason brought this list, and he brought 2 knights, and you can probably list off, because I don't know my Mechanicum very
All right,
well.
so he's got 3 Arl attacks. Then he's got
5 or 6 Castellax.
it looks like 6 Castellax, 3 with Darkfire, 2 with 5 with Mauler, 1 with Darkfire. Thanatar, then he brought a Lancer and a Crusader Knight. Then he's got one of the new little light tanks for the militia.
Oh, he brought the Carnodon.
He brought the
yeah.
Carnodon,
That was cute.
which is awesome.
He
Then
glanced 2 whole points off of Vindicator. and
what?
My
the
turn.
Carnodon?
Yep, and I blew it up in 1 turn because I was not having any of that. I was not going to bring that shame to the rest
Yeah.
of
You
us.
just you didn't want the DACA tank
I'd
to
forgotten, I'd forgotten the Carnodon has 2 whole points.
Yeah.
And I just
Really?
I just
2?
dumped my Spartan into that thing, finishing it off.
Then he's
Dang.
also got he's got 2 Medusa cannons for his militia.
Carnodon's at that price
Yeah.
with all those
70
auto cannons.
points.
That's a good anti-demon vehicle right
Yes,
there.
it is. Yeah. Then he's got 3 squads of grenadiers, all in land raiders.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good list.
So
It
the triple
definitely
las
is.
cannon Land Raiders on all 3.
Yes, yeah. And that's a good list. He's got good sturdy troops that are safe so long as they stay inside. And the thing I'm looking at here is the troops he's got for his Mechanicum can't score. They're Castellax. So all he has is those 30 grenadiers to hold objectives with. So, yeah. I gotta say that's looking good in your odds. We'll see what happened though. How did it end up playing out?
So by running Onslaught, I automatically go second unless I can CC
Right.
initiative. The Lion, one of his rules in Nova is he can choose, if he takes the strategic table, he can choose any one of the traits.
Okay.
I chose the one that allows me to seize the initiative on a 5-up instead of a 6.
Did it pan out?
It did not pan out.
Oh no. You hate it
so-
when it happens, man.
Well, good thing I'm not playing this game with a warlord trait.
Yes.
Yeah, I would have forgotten it anyway.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Jason goes first, and like immediately his for some reason I can never think
Thanatar.
the Thanatar. He casts
The
some
double shot.
Yeah, the double shot, and just completely all but wipes out my Volkite guys,
Yeah.
who I had kind of packed up tightly behind some cover, assuming that the Castellax were going to, and I just completely fluffed with the Thanatar.
Yeah.
Like I forgot.
It happens,
yeah,
right?
It's like
Oh, right,
So-
that exists.
Like, I mean,
So
I
eight out
feel
of
bad.
my 10 Volkite.
Yeah.
Bit the dust.
This is
before I
the
could fire.
second time you've deployed a heavy squad for the first time, and it gets 8 out of 10 destroyed.
Yeah,
The first time was with that stupid fucking Daradeo and its plasma cannon.
that's right.
And
I was like,
then,
ooh, I'm going to try out these acid bolters. No, I'm not. Not today.
yeah, and I was like, no. And then I saw it again. I was like, Jesse's just got to get it out of the way, because after that, the unit's fine. Once it suffers that first massacre.
Son of a bitch. And I just realized I took reinforced armor on those guys too.
Well, it's AP2.
Oh, AP2. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I remember that's anyway.
It just
It
murders.
wouldn't have mattered.
It would not have mattered.
Yeah.
But
So after that devastating blow.
as a side note,
Yeah.
those 2 last remaining Volkite guys stayed the entire game and actually managed to deal some wounds to a bunch of Castellax. Like,
Yeah.
even though there was 2 guys, they were still dealing 8 shots, strength 6, AP5 every turn.
Yes.
And they were making some contact. And it is really nice to, wound Castellax on a 5-up instead of a 6-up on
Yeah.
just about everything else.
Yeah, absolutely. And those Arl attacks. You'd
So
have
the
been
Arl
doing them
attacks-
against 4s. You'd have been wounding them on 4-ups, yeah.
So the Arl attacks were taking the side of the field. And
Yeah,
they
that's
were,
exactly what I did with mine,
They
too.
were gunning right for my my falchion.
Yeah.
And I had my Spartan deploy next to my falchion with the Lion and his buddies engaged in there. First turn, I popped them out, trying to get them into close combat. Didn't quite pan out for me.
Yeah.
So the Arlatax did manage to get close in on the Falchion and deal like 8 hull points to it.
Really?
Yeah.
All 6 or all 3 of them did that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the second round, my Terminators in the line managed to swoop in and just tie them up as my.
Oh, that's good.
And my Falchion did really good, like almost embarrassingly good. I think it one-shotted both knights.
Oh my god!
On either turn.
Wow. Mine doesn't
Dang.
do shit when I use it.
I scored a direct hit every single time I fired it all game.
Dang, dude, that's solid.
Yeah, I was really proud of that. The Knights did manage to crack open my Land Raiders.
Yeah.
With my tactical squads in there. My tacticals never got quite enough close in to capture an objective, but after dealing with the Arlatax on the other side of the field, my Terminators moved up for another objective.
Right.
And camped there for about 3 turns. So
Especially using that 4-up involt, man.
Yeah. Well, for them.
Taking advantage of that, too.
Once the Arlatax were dealt with, the line broke off.
Oh, did he? Okay.
To drive into the middle because...
So even with the 5-up, they were able to hold the line then?
Yeah, they were able to get behind cover and out of line of sight for a lot of stuff. Behind
Very good, yeah.
The terrain we had. And so the line ran upfield, soaking up a lot of fire.
Sure.
And managed to take out another 10-man Grenadier squadron before they could get in close combat or get in close range of my Terminators.
Mm-hmm.
And the Castellax...
Just Terminators watching him from a distance. Go, Dad, go!
Yeah. The Castellax...
He said, stay here. We have to listen to him.
I told you to wait in the car.
So Castellax, what did they do?
They had the center of the field.
Yeah.
And we had an objective there, but they didn't have... they couldn't hold an objective. But
can't score it, right, but they can deny it. Yeah.
Yeah, they much basically
keep you from just murder you before you even get near it. Yeah.
Exactly. My 2 tacticals didn't quite make it throughout the whole game.
Yeah.
But the Castellax were just there in the center, and most all the action was happening on the sides.
Yeah.
My Leviathan managed to get 1 shot off before getting destroyed.
Okay.
And
that's typical for a walking Leviathan, I feel.
Yeah, you got to watch his Medusas, though.
He had brought Medusa cannons, right? The emplacements, yeah. Did you have anything to flank them or deal with them, really?
I was bringing 1 Leviathan up the side.
Oh, that's what you were trying to use.
Yeah, he did launch. Had a Leviathan storm cannon. Managed to run off one of them.
Okay.
Like he had, I think it was a 10-man crew.
And when they fail their leadership and they run, they break the gun.
They're only leadership 6.
Yeah.
So even though you see, like, man, there's a whole bunch of guys on that Medusa.
Yeah.
Try to get out a whole bunch of guys because there's a good chance that they may not stick around.
Yeah.
Now the other Medusa was, I guess, more or less guarded by his warlord.
Okay.
Which was
was it Amigos?
No. It was
the militia the allied detachment?
No, militia was the
primary detachment.
Yeah.
Okay.
They had a force commander.
Yes.
So at the very end of the game, the line was within charge range. Managed to get into close combat with the warlord, with the force commander. Got 3 wounds on him, and he made every single 5-up save.
Oh my God! This dude went toe to toe with the lion.
Yep.
Oh my God!
He managed to score 2 wounds, but I also managed to make my 4-up saves.
Yeah.
And we rolled the die. Game over.
Yeah.
So
but just scoring wounds on the lion is a moral victory.
Yeah, no,
right?
it was pretty impressive.
Even hitting the lion,
When
even
you're
if your
immortal.
sword bounces off of him.
Toughness 3, and his sword is effectively strength 8. It's a strength plus 2 2-handed sword.
Oh my God!
So
just getting cleaved in half, like no effort, right? Dude still makes his saves.
He got his refractor field going.
Dang.
It was working overtime.
Just pulling the ripcord. Come on.
Yeah.
But at the end of the game, let's see, I scored 3 victory points for holding objectives. Oh, what was the other thing? I scored D3. I can't remember exactly how it worked out. Let's see. I killed more guys, and I'd have to look at them. I have to look at a mission to remember how it is.
Probably, did you do, what is it, for destroying Lords of War? Price of failure?
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yep. And for those, I got 2 D3.
Yes.
And so it rounded up to 10 points for myself.
Yeah.
But because I had less units than he did on the table at the end of the game, he got an extra 1d3, so he got 2 points for playing against Dark Angels.
Wow.
So it was 10-2. It was a steamroll from the Dark Angels. I was really surprised.
Wow. Yeah.
Like that initial salvo that he pumped on me, Like it dinged a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff was like one
Sure,
whole
I'm
point.
sure, like deeply
Vindicators,
demoralized
yeah.
at that point.
I
You're
was
like, wow,
crap.
this is not going to go well.
Yeah.
It's always like that, man. I always feel like the first match.
Pretty typical Dark Angels. Then take some hits, then just get real mad.
We'll kill everything you have now. Yeah. Steven, you got a little bit of a longer game, so.
A little bit, yeah. Just
I
a
think
wee
it went on
bit.
for like, what, 7 hours?
Did it really?
Yeah,
Hold
we started at noon and we played till we started at 11 and we played till about 6:30, give or take. Mm-hmm. And we still only got through 3 turns.
Yeah, it's like as soon as you guys got to the game store.
Yeah, we
Like it was-
started.
Like
we
you guys were,
I think we had
setting up and
planned.
everything, and you were like, let's just play right now because we got
I
a
think
lot
we
of
had
demons
we
to
had
go through.
initially planned on going next door and having some drinks and whatnot, and then we like, well, shit, we got 10,000 points of game to get through. We don't have time for this. But yeah, so Jared and I played 10,000 points of demons and word bearers versus Imperial Fists,
Yeah.
and all things considered, it did not go well for everyone who wasn't an Imperial Fist.
So this one, the narrative was it was an outpost on Pluto.
Yep.
Right.
It was kind of loosely based on Praetorian of Dorn and what's the one with Sigismund? Templar.
Uh-huh.
So it was Solar War era. Demons and word bearers coming after fists. Jared put a Castellum stronghold on the board, and I was super excited to just run waves and waves of demons up against it.
Just crush that sandcastle.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I didn't break the whole castle down. I broke about 50% of it. The main Tacitus, the big bunker, the party house, had 2 hull points left.
Oh wow.
By the end of it, I had a falchion that was just pumping volcano cannon shots into it.
Mm-hmm.
And after the first shot the volcano cannon put into it did most of its hull points, and Jared just decided, nope, no more of that, and promptly removed the falchion. But we did we threw out the Force Orgs a little bit just so we could bring
10,000 points you really have
lots
to.
of fun stuff. I
Yeah.
brought 5 monstrous creatures, including Samus.
Yeah. Wait, 5 monstrous creatures or 5 greater demons?
5 monstrous creatures.
That's it?
It was 3 greater demons, Samus, a behemoth, and then I actually had the Lord of War demon, but it never came on the table.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there were actually
Gotcha.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you would have had I guess not, huh? You're mostly just walkie boys, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Little old walkie boys.
Yep. So it was mostly a learning experience with demons, because a lot of people have been talking about how strong the demon list is.
Yeah.
And incidentally, I think of all the people in the community so far, Jared and any other Imperial Fist player who builds like Jared, their kitchen sink list is probably best equipped to deal with demons right now.
You think so?
Yeah, lots of hammers, fists, and melt-a-bombs just make jokes out of greater demons, even when their toughness is buffed up with Tides of Madness. Mm-hmm. Just like, okay, cool. What is he? T8. Here's 18 Thunderhammer hits.
Yes.
Oh, well, I guess I'll just die then.
Guess I'll die.
Yeah. So around turn 1 and 2, my greater demons were already putting the hurt onto the Castellum, with big waves of lesser demons coming up behind them.
Yeah. It was an impressive sight because you also had the word bearers there that
I
were.
did, yeah. The word bearers were there. The word bearers mostly brought the big guns. I had Vindicators, a Falchion. I had the Marigal Dreadnought, some Seekers. I had a lot of Gal Vorbach who never got to do anything. Sad times.
Well, the Neverborn were more eager. That's why.
Yeah. Well, I had a whole blob of Gal Vorbach with my Praetor and my Chaplain.
Because what do you have, like 20 or 15?
I have 15.
Yeah.
I have 15, yeah.
Yeah.
So I took 5, and then I put the rest in a Storm Eagle.
Gotcha.
I had my Praetor and my Chaplain with them. I was ready to just ram them into some big, impressive Imperial Fist unit and watch the heads fly.
Because you guys not only used the Castellum, but you also had other pieces of terrain from the store that you guys were using.
Yep.
As you guys gave it
Fortifications.
rules for fortification.
Yeah,
and
we
that
just
kind
called
of
them
stuff.
fortifications.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So the Storm Eagle came on, did some shots, did its thing. Next turn, got shot down.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't crash and burn, though. Just fell to the ground. All the dudes hop out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, yes.
Like
Rolling on Chevrolets at that point.
Yeah,
right?
just stranded. Not just barely outside of range to get into combat.
Yeah.
All the big stuff is happening on the other side of the board. So what Jared does is, next turn, when they fail their charge, just drops 2 Medusa shots right on top of them and evaporates the unit. It's like, oh, well, I knew that was going to happen.
GG.
I tell you what ended up being a bigger pain in the ass than any Imperial Fist unit on the table
Yeah.
was Sisters.
Yes. That's what they're just, that's their lot.
He didn't have
Sisters-
many, but he had Janisha Kroll with him.
He had Janisha, who never made it into combat.
Yes.
Sisters never fired a shot in anger. They just stood around and debuffed demons.
Oh, wow.
And caused them to kill themselves in some circumstances, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And Jared was a smart bastard and parked his Spartan long ways and just blocked line of sight on all the Sisters.
What a tricky bitch. Oh,
and I
man.
could not, so Seekers started the game. I selected a Sister squad for Marked for Death, not even realizing that Janisha was in it.
Yeah.
So they let fly and kill 7 Sisters in the first volley, 7 Sisters in the second volley, and leave just 1, slightly shinier Sister.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, that's probably just one that's painted different. And he's like, okay, so Janisha Kroll. So I stopped shooting at him.
yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, she's going, okay, so Janisha's
She's going to go ahead and
I
join
was like,
Dorn.
Wait a minute, that's Janisha Kroll.
Oh, man.
Yep. He was sneaky and hid Sisters inside of bunkers.
Yeah.
And then when I flew demons up and landed on the
jumped out.
bunkers, he was like, hey, Sisters are in that bunker. You're at -1 toughness. What do you mean Sisters are in that bunker?
No, it wouldn't affect if they were in the bunker, right?
I don't know, actually. I'm not immediately familiar with.
Listeners, this has been actually, I don't want to break this, but this has kind of been a point of
Contention?
contention, right?
Now, let's see if they're listed.
Can you
in the talents
use
list.
your abilities if you're inside of a transport?
So if you can fire weapons out of
We
a
know you
transport.
can fire,
Witch
right?
fires.
And you can do witch fires out
I
of
think
it.
certain things
But
have
like
said-
Nuncio Vox, can you use a Nuncio Vox if you're inside a transport?
I do not know. Maybe.
Because then, if you assaulted a transport and inside the unit had rad grenades, what makes you say that you're not -1 to toughness, right? Can you use war gear or your special rules while you're inside? Because for the purposes of a building, it counts as a transport. It's treated all the same way,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, listeners, if you guys can hear me, please send us a PM on the Richmond Remembrance Retreat Facebook page. Let us know for sure, because I've never been able to find a rule that says you can't. And if you can't, we need to know. Because
Right.
I've often, thought you can use a Nuncio Vox and draw a line of sight from the model. But then again, the model isn't on the board. So how are you going to draw a line of sight from a model that's not on the board? Right?
Yeah.
He's technically not on the board. He's inside the transport.
Slight gripe about Book 8. All the Talons are there except Sisters.
Ah, yes. Just the Custodes. Because the Sisters were balanced,
Just
actually.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's just one thing I want to get addressed. If somebody knows, let me know, please.
Let us know.
So he was doing just tricky shit like an Imperial Fist defending would do.
He was very tactical. I would
good.
roll up demons to places and wait. What we agreed on, we made a gentleman's agreement. We weren't going to know what the other one was bringing,
Oh.
and we did not examine each other's armies before the game started, which led to some pretty big tactical blunders on my part. I charged a behemoth, a greater demon, and Samus all into one huge blob of fists. And Samus was fighting Sigismund at a challenge. And the other 2 demons, being all big and impressive as they were, immediately got reduced down to Initiative 1 because he had a Psyarcana hidden in the squad. He had the Pentacle Psyarcana that reduces demons to Initiative 1.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm at least hitting at the same time as you. He's, haha, no, you're not. Psi-resonant pentacle. I was like, oh, you son of a bitch.
But this was all as agreed upon at the beginning, right?
Yeah, we
Did you
agreed
guys have
that.
this like written down? So
Yeah, we had our lists written down.
okay, okay.
But we just agreed not to
Have like
Because 10,000 points, I'm thinking, how would you remember what the hell you brought?
Yeah.
it was like a fog of war in a way.
Yeah,
you
a
guys
little bit of a
wanted to
fog
have.
of war, which was kind of fun, not
Yeah.
knowing what was going to happen until, like I said, I didn't realize that certain people were in certain buildings, and then
Yeah.
the bullets started flying and the las cannons, and I was like, oh god.
I remember
I've made
he
a
had his little
terrible
sniper
mistake.
tech marine hanging out there.
He did.
If you guys have never played with or against Jared, he will, if given the opportunity, always bring a sniper tech marine. And if you're not familiar with what that is just a single tech marine with his dick out, but he's got a fucking conversion beamer, and he's parked this single dude as far away from the battle as he can, so he can just snipe out and sling strength 10 shots at you.
And he did.
Yeah.
He busted 2 Vindicators, and he blew up my falchion.
He's stolen so many kills from me that way. There were times where I had like the perfect charge lined up, and he'd be like, well, I just killed that whole squad. I'm like, with what? He's like, this strength 10, they were all blobbed up, so I just dropped it on him. And I was like, great, well, I had a perfect charge lined up. He's like, you're welcome. I was like, thanks.
I got the moral victory because I killed Sigismund.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I did
And
it.
That's what I said at the end. I was like, if Sigismund dies, is it really a victory, Jared?
I mean, I did it with a named monstrous creature that's 3
Oh,
times
yeah.
Sigismund's points.
Yeah.
So
Which one was that?
Samus. Samus has now killed Shadrach.
Samus of the Demon Storm or the Rune Storm?
Yeah, Samus Unbound.
Yeah.
Which, Word Bearers players, if you have not used Samus Unbound, make use of the fact that we are battle brothers with demons and put him on the table.
Yeah.
He is so good, and he's so cool.
Have you tried Utter Blight yet?
Not yet.
I really want to try Utter Blight. He looks so... First off, his model is terrifying.
It is just a
Second
big,
off, it's just a big pile of shit they painted flesh green, and they were like, here you go, here's a model, guys.
This is a named demon prince.
We put teeth and eyeballs on it, so buy it for $150. You're like, all right, cool. What's his rules? And you're like, he fucking murders everything.
Yeah,
And you're like,
beats
well,
Eldar to the punch on initiative despite being a Nurgle demon.
I know.
I-9. Speaking of which,
Boy is fast, son.
why
Plus
does
he's got my ass.
Samus has a rule, Whispers of Madness,
Yeah.
that fear tests against him are taken at half leadership value.
Yes.
So like 4
Leadership
or 5
10, you're getting
at
5.
the highest. Yeah. So it's cool if you get feared. Why bother though? He's weapon skill 9. Like he's hitting you on 3s and you're hitting him on 5s no matter what.
Yeah. I really hope I can make... Nope, I'm scared.
So that's cool.
Does
but I did-
fear do any other debuff, though?
It's just
Doesn't
weapon
bring
skill 1.
anything else to the table?
Nope. Not in 40K.
And he can't be joined by a unit, so I guess you're like supposed to perfectly time your charges to where a unit and him get in, and he's supposed to help the unit. I don't know, but you're right. It seems redundant at that point,
Yeah,
right?
because demons already have fear.
And Primarchs are not going to be
Care.
feared.
Yeah. Yeah, I do want to see if Samus
It's
can
just-
take on a Primarch.
Okay, so Sigismund, was he fearless?
Sigismund's fearless.
Oh, man. What are you going to do then?
Yeah, it was 2. They
know.
both have instant death.
And they both have
weapons,
Eternal Warrior.
And they both have Eternal Warrior.
Yeah.
So they just wailed on each other until Sigismund
Just
fell
a
over.
So I got to... All right. Is there any other points that you want to talk about for your game? Like super big highlights?
Not really highlights so
How'd
much
your
as
falchion do? Let's talk about that real quick. You said it died pretty quickly.
it died in 2 turns.
Yeah.
Because
Rest in peace, falchion.
yeah, nobody stands in line of sight of 10 Imperial Fist las cannons for more than 2 turns.
Well, I got a story. That is true.
Yeah.
If we want to segue to my game, or do you have anything else?
There's mostly some lessons that I learned.
Yeah, let's hear them, man.
So
Lessons are always good.
the monstrous creatures went down pretty fast,
They do, yeah.
but the demon hordes themselves, not a single one got killed.
Never.
None of them got wiped down to.
What is that technically? Unit destroyed or whatever.
Yeah, none of them
whatever
got
the terminology is, yeah.
tabled off. Well, no, I take that back. 1 unit of demonettes got piled on by some dreadnoughts and got
Okay.
killed. But from shooting, they just kept weathering the storm
Sure,
and kept advancing. And what I've learned, a lot of people were talking about demon lords and greater demons.
Mm-hmm.
and save the points.
I don't think that's where the money is.
It's not. It's in infantry.
Yeah.
It's in hordes of infantry.
Being able to take 6 infantry, fill out your whole list, and they are capable of doing it all, destroying armor, infantry, and scoring you objectives, coming in either groups of 5 or blobs of 20?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where your money is
Absolutely.
the
And don't get
troops.
me wrong, the monstrous creatures are cool.
Yeah.
And they're thematic.
I don't think they're like Mechanicum monstrous creatures where you can
not
form
even
a
a little
whole
bit.
army of Mechanicum. Yeah.
The Demon Lord, like the impressive non-named
Yeah,
monstrous
yeah.
creature, a Leviathan charged him and just snipped him up.
Oh god!
without
Especially
even
with
using-
that Snippy Claw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he
the
didn't even
Snippy
need the
Claw.
Snippy Claw's rules.
Yeah.
He just rolled up to him, like chest bumped him and took off 2 wounds.
Sup, bro?
And then just
Does
beat
it
him
get
down.
what D3? Hammer of Wraths, right?
It's either D3 or just 2.
At strength 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, just fucking chest bumping a demon to death.
So what I think the exception to that though might be the Demon Lord. Don't give him wings.
You don't think so?
He's a little too fragile, all things considered.
To be up in the air.
To be up in the air, have to wait a turn between switching flying
Jinking and
modes,
that kind- well,
and then charging.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, well, what if you give him wings just to make use of the jink?
it's a 4-up save, but
Which
you
is
have-
better than his base, right?
But you can have 3-up armor on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes him faster, but he has to spend a turn with his dick in his hand,
Okay,
waiting
but here's the other thing,
to
right?
land to charge.
The brass collar or whatever the other 3-up is, that takes an imagination of hate or whatever it is, right? Do the wings? The wings don't. The wings you just pay the extra 35. So that's why I think you might do it, is because it'll give you the 4-up and you can still take your 3 others, maybe.
Well, here's the thing, is that if you give him wings,
Yeah.
he can't take brutes.
Oh, you're
the thing about
right. That's a
brutes-
huge debuff.
The thing about brutes is that you have to kill all the brutes before you can put wounds on the Demon Lord.
Yeah.
And you can take up to I think 3 or 4, and they're 4 wounds each.
Yeah, you can't take them at 6. They're max squad size, which is unfortunate, but you can definitely take your 3.
Yeah. And that's another
And I
12
love
wounds you got to
brutes.
get through
Yeah.
before you can get to the Demon Lord.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah. But yeah, lots of demon infantry is the way to go.
Yeah.
Take
Any other
Samus,
good
take
lessons?
Corex if you want a monster.
Yeah.
Other good lessons. Yeah. Focus down sisters. They've been a sleeper this whole time.
Yeah, they were just waiting for the demons to get released
Yeah,
before they were
shine.
everyone
Yeah.
complained a lot about sisters not being all that impressive, comparatively speaking, to custodians.
Sure.
But the fact that they debuff demons, and we completely overlooked this. If there's a psyker within psychic anathema range of them,
Yes.
no powers, no charges.
Oh, jeez. How big is that bubble?
12 inches.
Oh,
I think it's a
Lord.
12-inch bubble.
And you guys were playing on a 6x4.
Yeah.
It was a parking lot.
Yeah.
Of just everything. Just
Which was so cool to see because it wasn't a parking lot. These two guys have so much infantry compared to vehicles that it was enjoyable to look over there and see tides
right.
of
Parking
infantry.
lot was the wrong word. I think just sea. Of
No, I
bubbles.
know what
Sea
you
of
meant.
bubbles.
More like a
we all
shopping
know what
mall.
you meant.
Yeah.
Where it
More like a
looked
shopping mall.
Yeah.
Speaking
No,
of which,
I completely understand what you meant by parking lot. I was picking it up what you were putting down.
yeah, the only other lesson is actually has nothing to do with demons or word bearers or imperial fists, but just gaming in general. If you have been hankering to play like a huge apocalyptic style game,
Yeah.
it goes way faster than you would think.
So
Just play on a standard size board.
Let me ask you. We've done big mega battles where some of our mega battles are 10,000 points for the combined table, right? Did you guys think to use any of those rules that we've used, like volley fire or
No, mostly we stuck to the standard rules.
Because there was already a lot going on with
Yeah.
new armies and that kind of stuff and fortifications that haven't been
We
used.
wanted
I
to keep it as
understand,
simple
yeah.
as we could without going too crazy.
Yeah.
But honestly, as long as you play on a standard size board where everything is in range of most
Everything's
everything
going to
else,
kill everything so quickly, right?
Yeah. We
Just
were in
scooping-
combat turn 1.
Yeah. Good.
So go for it. Don't get intimidated by the huge point value and what's going to take up how much
Yeah.
space. Rules are bogus. Just go for it.
Just whatever's coolest, man. Yeah. So you guys don't mind if I talk about
I mean, we do, but we've
Okay.
already
Never
we've
mind. Nope,
we've had
we're
our
good. We're
turn,
good.
so it's
Let's
just
just-
what's fair.
Yeah. We're
Let's
good.
wrap this up with your battle report.
All right. So I was gonna have what's his name, Chris?
I think so. Yeah.
Let me get his name for sure. He's
Chris
a new friend,
Yeah.
so I don't want to
alienate him.
Alienate him immediately, because he's also a listener, and I just want to let you know that you are valued to me. I am just terrible with names, okay?
We hope you're feeling better, too.
Yeah. I still never got those pictures you promised me. What's his name?
It's Chris.
It is Chris. Okay, good. Chris Mack, yeah.
We were just telling you.
Yeah, okay. Sorry about that,
one
Chris.
listens to us.
Yeah, I'm just bad with names, man. I love you. You're hilarious and a great opponent, and I'm sorry you couldn't be there. That said, Brian picked up the call. Last minute, I said, hey, I need somebody to do a narrative battle. We have this date set up for late war narratives battle reports. Is anybody out there willing to help? And Brian, Johnny on the spot with his Iron Warriors, first guy to answer within minutes. He says, I haven't played in a while, so is that going to be cool? My army isn't painted the best, but we've gone over this. It doesn't need to be painted amazing. It just needs to be painted, my man. And this is, I think, probably his first army he's ever painted to completion by himself. And he brought his Iron Warriors. I brought my Shattered Legion led by Iron Hands. And we called it Iron on Iron, because I couldn't think of a more creative name.
I mean, it's good. It's good.
And so, narrative setup. This is late war. Shattered Legions of Autek Moor have found a garrison of Imperial Fists guarding a data slate that has supply route knowledge. Mm-hmm. Right?
Imperial Fists or Iron Warriors?
Iron Warriors. They're the same legion, just different colors.
Hot take.
I'm going to make a lot of angry people out of that one. Yeah. So his Iron Warriors are in a garrison. Autek Moor launches an orbital bombardment on the garrison first. All right? Mm-hmm. Decimate the garrison and kill the local guards that they have there. So the Iron Warriors send a quick reaction force in, and this quick reaction force is then the one that we ambush, because we weren't able to get there fast enough. This quick reaction force was there already on planet. We hadn't even made landfall yet. Mm-hmm. So Autek Moor then devises a plan where he's going to have his Iron Hands elements, his armor elements, and his infantry come in from the north, where the Raven Guard and the Mechanicum are going to come in from the south. So we played an ambush-style mission where my objective was to eliminate and capture this data center, or this data slate that was in the middle of this fortification that was still protected. Mm-hmm. All he had to do was defend it until turn 6 because of to the bitter end.
Right.
And he would have held it. We would have withdrawn. We brought very good lists. We brought 3,150 points apiece. Oh. Don't know how it got to be such a weird...
3,500 points apiece.
Or yeah, 3,150 points per piece.
Okay,
3,150.
Yeah, 3,150. And I don't know how it happened, but I left a transport at home, and I was like, well, I have to bring this to make up for it. And he's like, that's fine. Can I bring this? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Because he was gonna leave out his quad mortars. I was like, no, man, you're Iron Warriors. You need to be bringing your quad mortars. And
he hadn't played with the new rules yet.
No, he hadn't, and he was doing a lot of work with those new Phosphex, because he was still getting, even with bunching out, I was still getting like 4 or 5 dudes at a time.
What is the new rule for him?
So there's just a 5-inch blast instead of your heavy 4 blast. It's a 5-inch barrage.
Twin linked, right?
I don't know if the Phosphex is, because it has crawling fire and lingering death.
Okay,
that's what he was using primarily, because I told him to, because. Well, I mean, I was playing Mechanicum and Iron Hands, so he had to get past that toughness save. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So he brought a very good list, and it was very flavorful. He didn't just spam Iron Havocs, or he brought some special units, nothing crazy. He brought a Shadow Sword. I brought a Cerberus. I had just painted the Cerberus. I put Orth in it, since now it's a tank.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that Cerberus later.
Yeah. So the Cerberus... man, oh man. He launches that Stormlord cannon at it and drifts off the table. Turn 1. Ooh. So he gets turn 1 because he steals the initiative, and I was like, okay, this is not how my ambush would have gone if I'd have done this. He's launching Medusa shells, he's having his Dreadnoughts charge up, and it's just the perfect Iron Warrior counter-assault, right? His tyrants have walked out of the bunker, and they have got rockets going into my Mordathan. And he's split firing them into characters and that kind of stuff so we can do charges. And it was really a quick bloodbath to where we were done with our 3,000 point game in less than 2 hours. and Iron Hands did lose because turn 6 we were not able to secure it. All I had left was an Arlatax and a 5-man tactical squad and 2 Thalax. All he had left was a 10-man Havoc squad up on top of the fortification that were still raining las cannons down. Let me tell you something, guys. Castellax against las cannons, they don't win, okay?
You mean anti-tank weapons are good for killing walking tanks?
Yes. And a Contemptor. Okay, so highlights of the game for me, right, was seeing a Contemptor run up and smash my Cerberus. All right, Cerberus destroyed the Stormlord, which we completely forgot that it would have been snap firing the next turn. So he still shot with the Stormlord the next turn, even though it would have been snap firing, but he drifted again. So it was irrelevant that we even let him shoot. It was so bad. The Stormlord only winged a hull point off of a Castellax, or life point off of a Castellax, right? That poor Stormlord. And he had it right next to his fortification, and we were like, oh no, this is going to go nuclear and kill him, because he didn't move it. Blew up, winged a single dude.
Even in death?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, this thing is just really bad. Because the blast scattered. Even the blast from its explosion scattered, okay?
There was just no zeroing that one in.
And
Stay away.
Yeah. The Cerberus had a victory, killed the Shadow Sword, started winging las cannons at Dreadnoughts, and I tried to get a couple shots into some Medusas. Oh, my Arcus, by the way. If you need good anti-tank, take a Medusa, because that thing, because it was in the middle of the table, had full range. He just had to turn them so they were facing arc, and he destroyed the Arcus in 2 turns. The first turn made it snapfire. Even with Ripple Shot, it wasn't doing what I needed it to. Missed every shot.
I've never had really good luck with an Arcus myself.
Well, I cheat, and I buy this 80-point upgrade that I can get for it, you know. But that time, I put this upgrade on a Cerberus, and having BS5... primary weapon, Tank Hunter.
The Tank Hunter part is just rude.
Yeah. Single volley. I got 3 shots, took 8 hull points off of the Shadow Sword.
God damn.
In a single blast. Right? And again, Exo Shock, which would have made him
an extra
snapshot, right? Yeah. Which, I mean, that
Not
is
Exo
just...
Shock. The
Shock Pulse.
Shock Pulse, thank you, yeah.
I was about to say, if you had
Contemptor runs up, rips this thing apart, causes it to explode, and our boy Casterman Orth jumps out. He's in the middle because it's a super heavy when the D goes off.
Yeah.
And Brian rolled a 1. And nothing happened to Orth. He just stepped out. He's like, whoa, that was a big explosion, wasn't it? Meanwhile,
Did you
Contemptor...
guys see that back there?
Yeah. That was crazy, right?
Smoking crew members. That was wild.
Y'all okay? Nope, y'all dead. Okay. Jumps out, and then I do a movement. Because you can't consolidate up a vehicle, the Dreadnought is still sitting there. I move right past the Dreadnought, so I am on rear armor. I chuck a fucking crack grenade that has Tank Hunter on it and destroyed a Contemptor that was down to 1 hull point left. So I'm sorry. We'll get to Autek in a second. Casterman Orth fucking took down a super heavy and a Dreadnought while on foot. So that's a record. He's killed a Stormlord before on foot with a hammer. Let me tell you that, okay? Glanced it down to its last hull point. Now he's just killed a Contemptor with a frag grenade. The dude cannot be stopped. Autek Moore, on the other hand, died to fucking bolter fire, okay? Dude, I can't eat. I was like, I'll put Autek Moore up front. He'll tank wounds, no problem. 2 rounds of bolter fire, dead. Okay, slay the wolf. That was fun. Wasn't that fun? Dude, I was so like, what? Feel no pain with an apothecary? Not working, man. But it was so much fun. The Arlatax went toe-to-toe with the Leviathan, and Zero just fucking punched this thing to... It couldn't get a single hit on Zero, and Zero just kept munching this thing up, killed it, then went on to a Rapier squad, killed it, and he was putting wounds on this thing the whole time. It will not die. Boop, 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 getting him back, because Paragon of Metal, baby. Listeners, if I was cheating, I don't think I was, but let me know. I think Paragon of Metal gives you a will not die. Anyways.
Fast and loose, baby. Fast and loose.
Super fun. He was doing it, man.
Yeah.
And such a good game. Zero was a champion. Casimir North was a champion. The Cerberus, super good with Casimir North. Any tank is good with Orth, guys. Just straight up. If you like tanks and you're not playing Iron Hands, quit playing for the fluff. Start playing for Orth. That's what your primary goal should be.
He's the wonder bra of tank commanders.
Oh, he's so good, man. I fucking love that boy. I wish they would just release a dope-ass model for him. The one I have is fine, but if they gave him his own, like they did Kronos from the Ultramarines.
Did Cronus get his own model?
Yeah. Isn't that his name? The Ultramarines tank commander?
Yeah.
He's got, if you buy his model kit, he's got a version of him on foot and a version of him in the turret pintle.
Interesting.
And that would be nice to have.
What's his last name? Probably some dumb semi-Roman
Cronus
name.
Ventanus. I don't know.
Invictus.
It does.
But yeah,
Yeah, sounds like an awesome game.
it was super fun. And the fact, like, Brian came through at the last minute, what a champ. I love him.
Yeah.
He's great. Thank you, Brian, if you're listening. But we'll have these battle reports up with pictures. Have we talked
Soon.
about that?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm not going to quote a time because I don't know when I'm going to get around to writing the battle reports. We have all the notes. We have all the pictures. I think we have over 200 pictures between all of us.
And neither Jason or I got an overview of our map.
Yeah.
We just took pictures of close-ups. It's like we never got an overall battlefield.
Yeah. I got to say, he greased my Mordathan real quick. I got to get those guys a transport. Like, that's my lesson learned from it. Get them a fucking transport. Castellax, super cool, even with the battle tech dude repairing them as he could. The las cannons, they just couldn't weather the las cannons, man. Ignoring armor, eating 3s to wound.
Antaro Cronus, that's his name.
Antaro Cronus is his last name then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. But yeah, it was great fun.
A vaguely semi-Roman last name.
Yeah.
There you go. So with that being said, we're running about an hour and a half right now.
Okay. Well, we had a bunch of ads in there too.
Yeah.
So
So let's speaking of that, let's wrap up. I want to thank all our listeners for chilling out and hanging with us tonight. Thank you so much for your likes, your comments, your subscriptions. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for our patrons. Our top patrons this week are Joe from Music City Heresy, Chris Mack, and Alex Self. Thank you guys so much for your top tier patronage.
thank you guys. We really appreciate it.
Yep. We do it for you.
Yeah.
Well, and also us, but mostly for you.
Helps keeps the show going and just increases the overall hardware, make it sound better, make it sound nicer, bringing a better product to the listeners.
Yep. Plus, you should see the vacation that Jesse bought us.
What? We got cruise tickets.
Heresy Cruise.
How cool would that be?
Not at
No,
all.
it's
Have
good.
you
We're
ever
just-
been on a cruise?
Yeah.
Crying children,
No.
sicknesses.
Think of it like an adult cruise, but it's only for heresy.
Do you know how much money that would? Well, actually, yeah. Everybody, I think like $200.
We're going to get a
cover
charter fishing boat.
It. Oh yeah, that'll be the cruise.
Just one table on the boat. It would be great.
Yeah. All right. Plugs. Steven, you got any plugs tonight?
Do you have an Instagram yet, Steven?
I do.
Do you post?
Sometimes.
Oh god.
The last thing I posted was a picture of my Bits box knocked right the hell over.
Oh yes, that was so bad. Oh, press F to pay respects.
Squad broken. Let's see. Plugs. I got to plug Microsol and Microset today,
Yeah.
which I think we've probably mentioned offhand here and there, but you can get it at like a lot of hobby stores. If you like putting transfers on your models, Microsol and Microset is the way to go. I've been doing a whole lot on my Dreadnoughts. I love putting transfers on my Word Bearers. Just makes things so much easier.
If you're wondering how you get decals looking like they're painted on, man, that's how you do it.
Yep, Microsol and Microset available.
And just a varnish.
Yeah.
Yep, and then varnish it on, and bam.
Now I will say this little insider tip for you:
Don't
if
spill
you
them.
varnish after it, okay, you use your Microset, you use your Microsol, varnish, and then you take a fine emery board over that varnish, and then you varnish again. Yeah,
What's an emery bore?
emery board is like a nail file. Just
Oh,
But what do you
interesting.
What do you mean?
so
yeah.
the fine emery board, what it's going to do is on that decal, it's going to take that layer of varnish off while keeping. It'll level out that varnish. So then when you
Okay.
put the second layer of varnish on, it evens it all out.
Oh.
I would highly suggest
Yes.
trying this on just like a regular panel, lest you put a transfer on something, go to take your emery board to it. Maybe get a little too vigorous and
Fine
emery
emery
off
board.
your,
Fine emery board, I said.
Super fine.
Yeah. So just imagine it, if I'll do a demonstration once we're off air. But I'll show you, Jesse, and you'll be like, wow, okay, I need to try that.
I think I follow you.
Yeah. But,
I mean, I follow Will all the time. I know exactly where he lives.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Will, do you got any other plugs?
Just Lancaster painting. I got some Mortis, Legio Mortis up there right now I'm working on.
Ooh,
And they'll be done and posted up there shortly.
Very cool. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter at RR30K Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube. We did our own little live recording the other day, so you can see all our ugly faces on there.
Yes.
And it was actually a lot of fun. We talked about the Warhammer Fest recap, and it was good times.
Absolutely.
So yeah, with that being said, my name is Jesse, and I'm here with Will and Steven. Everyone have a good night. Keep those dice rolling.
Bye.
Later.